the voice of truth, the official radio station of the Church of Christ, or Iglesia ni Cristo.
Good morning, good eftermiddag, good kväll, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. I am Andre Palerasio.
I'm Judy Sal Palerasio.
And
Welcome
to
to
INCRadio
INCRadio,
Northern Europe Satellite Studio. We are broadcasting live here from the local congregation of Oslo East, Norway, district of Northern Europe. But dear viewers and listeners, we have such a fun topic ahead. And actually, it will not involve our country in Norway. Actually, we have a country to visit, and we'll find out soon enough. But before we proceed, just a quick date and time check here in Norway and a lot of European countries in our ecclesiastical district of Northern Europe. It is Sunday, June 8th at 9 p.m. Central European Summer Time. Back there in the Philippines, it's already June 9 at 3 a.m. Philippine time. So a very, very early good morning to those who view in the Philippines who just woke up, or if you've been awake this entire day, then have a very, very good night, and hopefully you'll stay with us throughout the program. Now, as mentioned, right, we have a interesting topic, very specific to a country, and as we revealed earlier on, it's not Norway. In fact, which country is it, Judy?
It's actually Vienna.
Vienna, which is in Austria. Okay. So specifically, we'll be tackling we'll be talking about the city, the beautiful city of Vienna, which is in the country of Austria. But of course, we won't talk about this by ourselves. And we have our panelists here with us. But of course, dear viewers and listeners, we have so many brethren there in Vienna, Austria right now for a very special activity tomorrow. But so if you're watching all the way in Vienna, Austria, shout out to you. Leave your comments, and we'll be sure. We'll try our best. I won't make any promises. We'll try our best to read your comments, but I feel like we'll have a good chance of reading your comments. So keep commenting, especially during the topic discussion, because that would be greatly appreciated, and we'll have so much more fun. So without further ado, let's introduce our guests. So first off, and again, these are not necessarily our friends that live there, but have experience being in Vienna. So we'll also see it not just from a local perspective, but also from a tourist perspective. So it'll be very useful for you who haven't gone to Vienna yet, and we'll also want to check that out. So you'll see there and you'll hear their perspectives. So without further ado, let's go to our first guests, or our first couple of guests. And I'll say that because they're both in the same country. So they should be ready right now. Do we have Gemma and Alexandra here with us? Hello, hello.
Hello. Good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening, Alexandra and Gemma. For those who don't know you, perhaps you want to introduce yourself, where you're from, your local congregation. Perhaps if you have any duties or offices in the church.
I'm Gemma, Sister Gemma Magbanwa from Ubix, Poland, and I am a member of a choir and Kadiwa president.
Very nice to meet you.
Hello,
and there we go.
Go ahead.
I am Alexandra Alfonso po from Łowicz, Poland din po. I am head secretary po and choir member po.
Thank you so much for joining us from Poland, but I believe you're not necessarily in Poland right now, right?
Yes.
Are you perhaps in?
We are here in-
Are you perhaps in?
We are here in-
There we go,
You're
Vienna,
exploring
Austria,
Vienna.
exploring Vienna. So we'll actually have a fresh, very very fresh perspective from them right now. And who else do we have?
Okay, let's. Hi, Kirsten.
Yes, let's go to Kirsten
Hello.
next.
Introduce
Hi.
yourself, please.
Yes, I am Kirsten Constantino. I hold the office of local secretary and Kadiba secretary, and I'm from the local of Budapest, Hungary.
Thank you so much for joining us. And it's not your first time in INCRadio, I believe. You've been a guest many times. But what about in Vienna? Is it your first time? No, you've been there many times.
No,
Okay, so we're
I've been there.
excited to hear all of your stories and everything about Vienna.
Now, speaking of being in Vienna many times, or let's say for
Yeah.
a long time, who's our next up? Who's next up? Let's go to Jamily.
Hello po. I'm Sister Jamily Bautista. I'm from the local congregation of Zagreb, Croatia, and I'm a choir member and also district multimedia officer.
Very nice to have you with us. And as we kind of spoiled a little bit, it's definitely not your first time in Vienna, right?
Yes po.
How many times or how long have you been in
Yeah.
Vienna, Austria?
I spent 2 years in Austria actually.
There we go. So we have basically a local with us tonight. So that'll be good to hear from her perspective as well. Last but not least, we also have another
Sarah.
guest. Sarah, are you here
Yeah.
with us?
Hello, good evening. Good evening to everyone. And yeah, I'm Sister Sarah, finance officer in local Warsaw, Poland.
There we go. We have another from Poland, not the same city, but we have someone from Warsaw because our first couple of guests they were from Lowicz.
Yeah.
So it'll be very interesting to hear the different perspectives. And again, team live chat, we are looking at you as well. Please make sure to leave your comments in the comment section below because we also want to hear your perspective as well. So should we go explore Vienna?
Yes, let's explore Vienna.
Okay. So for us brethren, we have over 14 countries and territories in the ecclesiastical district of Northern Europe. So we have many activities, and oftentimes we have activities in Vienna, Austria as well. So I want to first ask, besides the church activities, what was the most memorable part of your visit to Vienna? Let's go back to our first couple of guests. Let's go to let's go to Gemma and Alexandra. Who wants to go first?
Ako na. Ako na po. Yung most memorable part po ng aming Vienna trip, like today po, yung choir banding po between the brethren. We get to know each other well po. And sobrang saya po kasi nagkaroon kami ng time para sa isa't isa tapos sabay-sabay din kaming nag-explore po sa Vienna.
That's nice. Vienna, Austria is situated in such a central part of our district. So we have brethren from different countries. And as you mentioned, fellow choir members who you've known, and also you meeting new brethren as well. So it's nice to form that bond and also strengthen the bond that you already have there. So what else do you have? What about you, Alexandra? Let's hear your your answer as well.
Actually, this is my third time, but the first and the second time, I don't have time to spend to explore the Vienna. But this time, yesterday, we uh, gumala po kami sa Vienna po.
Yeah, we see the pictures here.
Uh,
You share the pictures, beautiful pictures. Shout out Kuya Pong,
Yeah.
Kuya Nico, Kuya Pong, and Kuya Irene for showing us. Such a beautiful, like architecture. We see the pictures here, right?
yes,
Um, So how do you feel that you're finally
Kahit
able to visit, go around, and not just go to one location, right?
yes po. And even na hindi po maganda yung panahon po, we try to explore po. Yun po, nag-enjoy naman po kami.
You know, as they say here in Norway, there's no bad weather, only bad clothes. So if you're prepared, you can always go outside. And we, we see from your photos that you did. So congratulations, you weathered the storm. And I also feel that here in Norway, in Oslo the weather is so, it feels almost random, right?
Yeah.
It's so 1 hour it's raining, the next hour it's all sunshine, and the clouds are
Yeah.
disappear. So it's the same in Vienna, apparently.
Yes.
So thank you so much for
Yes
sharing
po.
that, Alexandra and Gemma. We'll go back to you, and let's go to
Our
our
next guest,
our next guest, Kirsten.
Kirsten.
How about you?
Yeah. Okay, besides the church activities, what was the most memorable part of your visit to Vienna, Kirsten?
Well, as for what is most memorable, nothing will really beat how it was when we first arrived at Vienna. It was really gloomy when we departed from Budapest, but as the train rolled into Vienna, the sun came out, and then the rain stopped, and a rainbow came out. So it was like the weather was welcoming us into the city. It was really nice and cinematic almost.
Wow, that's so nice to hear. I can see your beautiful pictures. It is indeed sunny when you arrived in Vienna, even though it was gloomy before. Nice. Did you enjoy your visit there? Was it the first time you visited? Those pictures, was that the first time you visited? Oh,
Yes, certainly. Actually, the picture right now is the weather when we came in. You can see the rainbow if you look
oh
closer.
wow.
It was really nice. I took lots of pictures, but yeah, to remember the first time we came.
Yes, that's good. It's always nice to take lots of pictures to remember your first holiday in Vienna.
And congratulations for your last visit to finally have the optimal weather to
Yeah.
explore Vienna. How about our local, or should I say former local, in Vienna? Let's hear about Jamie's thoughts on this. So, besides the church activity, what was the most memorable part of your visit in Vienna?
Well, again, after spending 2 years in Vienna, what really stays with me isn't really the sights or events. It's the friendship I've built along the way, and meeting people is always special. And I would say it grew into something deeper. It was like a chosen family, and it really stayed with me.
Oh, that's nice to hear. And here we have the photos, and the weather is also good there. So,
Yes.
I'm starting to think that very, very good weather is almost rare, like it is here in Oslo. So, for all of you who have photos where it's sunny in Vienna, is this a rare occurrence? Please answer our local Vienna brethren. If you know the answer to that, please type in the comment section. Very, very nice photos. And it almost reminds me a little bit of Oslo, actually. Very like
You
um
think?
it's like modern, but you
Yeah.
still see like
History, a lot of
historical
history.
buildings, or like buildings that are built like in the 18
Way before
1800s,
we were
way
born.
way before we were born, for sure.
Yeah.
Let's go back to Poland, but this time to Sarah. Sarah, what was the most memorable part of your visit to Vienna besides the church activities?
The memorable part of my visit, besides the district event last year, yeah, actually it was my only first time that I went to Vienna last year, and it's such a nice experience because it's new culture, and the people was so nice, and they are also all welcoming. So it was a really nice experience.
Oh, that's nice. Shout out to all our brethren there in Vienna, Austria. Thank you for your hospitality and always welcoming our fellow brethren across the world, across the districts. Right.
Okay, let's go to our second question, maybe, to Gemma and Alexandra. Which places or experiences in Vienna would you most recommend?
Now, pay attention. This is to the future tourists. We're gonna get recommendations here now.
Hello po. I recommend po the Hofburg Museum na yung pinakita po sa picture kanina. The view po is very relaxing, and also there's a horse carriage po. Like in the Philippines, we have the Kalesa Caballo. Yeah, pwede po kayong sumakay doon para ma-tour po kayo sa buong Vienna po.
You're gonna say it's expensive?
It's expensive. When I used to live there, actually, it was
About-
expensive. Did you go?
But as they say, sometimes the memories you collect and not the material things you get from there, that's
Mhm.
it'll be so much worth it. So I also want to try. So when I go to Vienna, I'll make sure to save up,
Yeah.
have an extra budget specifically for the horse carriage ride. Thank you for that suggestion, Gemma. How about you, Alexandra?
I'm sorry, I'm Gemma. I already
Oh, sorry,
tell
sorry.
Alexandra.
Gemma. Yeah.
It's okay, it's okay. As for we uh because we try coffee, we love coffee. Because yesterday it's very cold. That's why we try some coffee shop to drink coffee. And then to when the pinatila po namin yung ulan po na para ilibot po kami sa ibang place po. And then, ganun po. Mag-try po kami ng ng kape ng Vienna. Masarap po siya.
Yeah, but Alexandra, that's a perfect time to really visit the cafes when it's raining. It makes
Yeah.
it so much cozier. So
How different was the coffee from your coffees in Poland? Is it
From
different?
Poland.
From Vienna po.
How different was the coffee? Was it, I don't know,
more bitter.
So different.
magical?
Maybe it's expensive.
More expensive.
Yeah.
That's the main difference.
Oh.
But that's an important insight. We have
Yeah.
so many coffee lovers in the team live chat. So now if you're visiting Vienna, make sure to always have be ready for the budgeting there. Coffee will be more expensive than it is in Poland. Thank you for that insight.
Okay, let's go to Kirsten next. Which places or experiences in Vienna would you most recommend?
So, like, whether I'm here in Hungary or I'm traveling, I just love going to markets. So, I highly recommend going to the Naschmarkt. Sorry, if I messed that up. It's the best place, I think, to experience food, art, and culture, and even language all in one place. I love browsing through the fresh produce and the handicrafts, and of course, the delicious food.
Yes, I've actually been there. It's like street food, but more expensive. It was nice. Yeah, it was a nice experience.
But it's also more you could say it's locally produced,
Yeah.
right? So you'll the taste will probably be different. So that's an
Definitely.
experience by itself. And you also mentioned museums, right? So that's also always a recommendation, especially for the tourists who like to know more about the culture and the history of that city or country that they're visiting. Museums are a great place to start. You'll get all of that in one package, right? So thank you for that suggestion. Let's go back to our former local Jamily. Which places or experiences in Vienna would you most recommend?
For someone who's visiting for the first time, I would definitely recommend starting with the Schönbrunn Palace or Belvedere. It's perfect for those who love nature, stunning views, and peaceful moments surrounded by history. And on the completely opposite end, there's Pratenstern. It's full of energy, it's chaotic, raw, and it's could be sometimes be overwhelming as well. It's perfect for those who love amusement parks.
There we go.
Schönbrunn Palace. I used to live near Schönbrunn Palace. I would just walk there every morning.
Really?
Yes, but it was really cold. It's a really big. It's a park and the palace, right? So it's really nice to just walk there. It's very peaceful. There's not really many tourists that go there, actually, right, Jamily? Not really.
Yeah.
A little bit, and there's like a viewpoint at the top. It's really beautiful.
Would you say it's like an underrated spot? Jamali's nodding. So there we go, dear viewers and listeners. We just discovered a nice spot that is not filled with so many crowds, right? Because sometimes that could also be overwhelming. Some tourists prefer to go to places that are that have less crowds, like smaller crowds. Sometimes if there's too many people, it can be stressful as well, right? So thank you for that recommendation. We have one that is not that well known actually. So thank you for that recommendation. And how about Sarah? I know she's unmuted already. She's ready to answer
Yeah.
our question. How about you?
Yeah, I'm good. Yeah, just like what you said earlier. Yeah, last year we went in Schönbrunn Palace as a tourist. If you are planning to go there for only for vacation or to see the sights, yeah, I would recommend Palace and Stephenplatz, because you will see if actually there was a difference in Stephenplatz. You will see a lot of tourists that they are seeing different kind of infrastructure there, and in Schönbrunn Palace, yeah, it's if you are looking for a cinematic view, yeah, I would recommend that place. It's really nice and it's so huge, and get ready to a long walk because you will enjoy the scene, everything. If you are a tourist, I would say that you will enjoy the scene. It was so fascinating. I wouldn't say anything. It's speechless. I would say that because it was my first time. Before I was in Taiwan, we have that same palace, but that really huge. So I would say that that's speechless. That's how I would say that.
Yes. The Stevens Plus. I don't know if that's how you say it.
Yeah, I don't know this
Yeah.
also.
But that's where you can also go shopping because there's lots of
Yeah.
shops there,
Yes, yes,
and
yes.
and it's a really big place, but you have to walk.
Yes, also,
Walk.
also.
Yeah.
I think all of the places is you need to walk by in.
But it's okay because you get to see a lot of things when you
Yeah,
walk, you know.
yes.
It's also healthy. So thank you
Mhm.
so much for that suggestion, Sarah. If you heard it here first, viewers and listeners, if you want to visit a place that will leave you speechless, go to those recommendations from Sarah. So thank you so much. And again, just an advice: be prepared to bring your best walking shoes because there will be lots and lots of walking. So just a little heads up there. Yeah, so we've heard the recommendations and like tourist spots, but let's just go a little bit deeper. Let's talk about the locals, the culture. What did you enjoy most about the local culture or atmosphere in Vienna? Let's ask Alexandra first so that we'll alternate it a bit. Let's go to Alexandra first.
Yes, I'm Alexandra.
Okay, sorry for the confusion because it's a little bit blurry. Sorry for that. So Alexandra first. Sorry.
It's okay. Um, Na-enjoy ko po yung view dito sa Vienna. Dahil po sa mga architecture na nakikita namin, sobrang ganda ng mga palace po. At saka yung ambience po very relaxing. Sobrang ng view. Parang it's like you're in the Philippines din po. Parang maraming halaman, green po yung kapaligiran. Tapos, kasabay nun yung mga magagandang palasyo sa paligid.
There we go. So a connection with nature as well. You know, it's not all modernized. They are also preserving the natural resources, the natural things that are in that city. So thank you for that, Alexandra. Let's go ask the same to Gemma. There we go. There we have it.
Okay. Yung sa akin naman po, na-enjoy po talaga na magkakasama po na maglakad-lakad po sa palibot dito sa Vienna. Yung, kasi po feeling talaga namin safe po dito sa Vienna. Even na, pag baka tulad sa iba na mayroong mga hindi na, hindi ko safe na. Talaga sa pumunta sa
Okay, it was a little bit choppy, but hopefully the viewers and listeners heard that loud and clear. Oh, there we go. We have you back, Gemma. Sorry, could you repeat the last sentence? You said I think we lost you there.
For me po, nag-enjoy po kami na gumala yesterday po kasi bukod po sa mahabang lakaran po, very safe po yung lugar po ng Vienna po.
Oh, there we go. Thank you so much for sharing that. Safety
Yeah,
is
yeah.
key also to visiting a country. Of course, especially if you're bringing your family, you want to make sure that you'll bring them to a safe place. And thankfully, Vienna is a safe place. So thank you so much for sharing that, Gemma. And we'll take note
Thank
of
you.
that
Thank
as well.
you. What about you, Kristen? What did you enjoy most about the local culture or atmosphere in Vienna?
I totally admired how diverse the people are in Vienna. It's great to see how people from all over the world have come to like settle down and showcase their unique heritage right next to the native Austrian culture. It was really nice to see that.
Yes, it is. It's so nice to, see maybe someone that looks like you or someone that doesn't, but everyone is welcoming and everyone is happy to just be there, to live their life in Vienna.
It's nice to hear that they have a harmonious atmosphere there in Vienna. So again, shout out to all the viewers and listeners in Vienna, Austria, and hopefully you'll be able to tour us once you go there. And how about you, Jamily? What did you enjoy most about the local culture or atmosphere in Vienna?
I appreciated most how calm most of the time felt there. People move with intention, not in a rush, not chasing after the next thing. And you don't always have to be doing something to feel alive or present.
Yeah, thank you so much for sharing that. And it also, it's so nice to just for that to be such a normal thing, right? Because we all know that there are parts of the world that are not in a in as um situation that they have there in Vienna. So it's nice to visit a country where you can feel at peace and you can focus on the things that you want to enjoy and not worry so much about the bigger problems there. How about you, Sarah? What did you enjoy most about the local culture or atmosphere there in Vienna when you visited?
Mm, aside from the people were are so welcoming, really, everyone was so nice there. Aside from the people and the different infrastructure, yeah, it's like historical because I was living here in Warsaw, so it's kind of city here, so you cannot see those old buildings, but it's so nice to experience that. And also, I think the transit, it's so convenient also, the transit in Vienna. And yeah, if I would compare different country, because I was living in a city, I think it's more convenient to live there. I think so.
That's
Because
good
of
to
the
hear. And
mhm.
yeah, you mentioned public transport, right?
Yes,
That's
it's
such
so
an underrated
convenient.
aspect
Yeah.
uh of just living in a city. It's nice to know that you can go from A to B without having to need a car or even a bike, that you can use
Yes,
the
yes.
local
Mm-hmm.
um, government's plan, or the local plans for
Public
transportation,
transport, yeah.
public transport, as the in other words.
Yeah.
So thank you so
Yeah.
much for sharing that, Sarah. And we appreciate that. You also mentioned the public transport. I don't think a lot of people realize how important public transport is. Um, you know, I especially here in Oslo, I almost take it for granted that I can go anywhere at any point in the city using public transport. You know, having to not think about owning a car is also good for my budget, especially as a student. Yeah. So perhaps we've talked about the local culture, but specifically, part of culture is cuisine. So our next question is, was there a favorite Austrian dish that stood out during your stay? Let's go back. Let's ask Gemma first this time. Or I think their connection. We'll go back. We'll go back to them later. Let's go back to Kirsten.
Kirsten.
Yeah, was there a Austrian dish that stood out to you?
Okay, one out of many. Besides the classics, like schnitzel, my favorite would have probably been pardon my Deutsch, but it's Gömmknödel. It's like a steamed bun. I'd liken it to a siopao from the Philippines, but it's filled with like a fruit jam, and it's like soaked in butter and coated in sugar. It's like really good. I highly recommend trying it.
Wow, and thank you for the very detailed detailed description of the dish, because now I'm feeling a bit hungry.
Yeah. I've actually never tasted that. I did taste the schnitzel. It's really good. You've tasted the schnitzel, just not from Austria.
Not from Austria, but yesterday I had schnitzel
Yeah.
that I bought from my local grocery store. It was frozen, so apologies to the locals there in Vienna. I
Yeah.
know that you're probably cringing at the thought of
Frozen
me eating
schnitzel.
frozen schnitzel. So I have to try the fresh and very very authentic Austrian dish, the schnitzel. So speaking of the dish, I think we have someone who has that as a favorite, right? And is our former local here,
Yeah.
Jamily.
Yes, one food that stood out most would be schnitzel. It's a classic, but it never gets old. And also, whenever we'd go out with friends, we'd usually order that with some grilled meats as well.
Yum.
Mm,
And you also put drizzle of lemon, right? On the
Yes.
schnitzel. I remember.
I need to try that
You
next time
do.
I get the frozen schnitzel in from my local grocery. Again, apologies to the locals there. And there we have Alexandra and Gemma. They're back with clear as ever video, so we'll see them
Welcome
even better.
back.
Welcome back. Um, let's ask Gemma first. Do you have a favorite Austrian dish or something that really stood out to you during your visit there?
Um, Actually, we try to eat in Asian restaurant, but we have that's what I said. We don't have some budget for that. But we tried to yesterday we tried to in coffee shop, and then we tried to eat cake to
Mm,
partner with our coffee.
so you went
But
for the Austrian desserts.
yeah. That's a coffee that they call as Satzer Torti.
Oh, sake.
Satzer Torti. I don't know how to
No.
pronounce.
Jam, do you know how to say it? Or Kristen? I don't know.
I don't know
Let's
how
ask the
to.
former local.
Yeah. But it's
Chocolate.
the flavor is chocolate
Yeah.
and with the icing and serve with whipped cream in the top. That is
Wow.
but this is good taste for partner for the coffee.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah.
And nothing to feel ashamed of. I also like to search for the nearest Asian buffet, right? Whenever I go overseas.
Yes.
So I know that feeling, Gemma. Thank you for sharing that. Uh,
Thank you. Thank you.
how about Alexandra?
Na-try ko po nung first punta ko dito sa Vienna yung schnitzel. Hindi ko alam kung tama yung pronunciation. It's chicken breaded po na fried po na may potatoes. Tapos, kahapon nag-try kami ng ice cream po nila dito. Ang tawag po sa ice cream nila is ice. E-I-S.
Ice.
Para siyang gelato po ng Italy.
Mm.
Apo.
Ooh.
So they have that kind of their own variant of
Yes
of
po.
like gelato. So it's nice to hear that they not only is it like main dishes but also desserts as well. So thank you for sharing that.
Thank you po.
Let's go to Sarah. What about you? What was your favorite Austrian dish that stood out during your stay?
Actually, we don't have a chance to taste Austrian food because, yeah, just like Andre said, we are looking for Asian food. So, so, so that time we don't have. And as far as I remember, we have our Airbnb, so we cook in that Airbnb, so we don't have a chance to, and we don't have a chance to taste some Australian food. But I hope so. When I visit again there, I would have a chance to taste. I mean, to experience some Australian food.
Yeah, thank you so much for sharing that. We're not sponsored by any means, but it's one of the ways you could also rent apartment and also you have a
Yes.
chance to cook for yourself. So again, we're not sponsored by any means, but thank you so much for for sharing that, Sarah. Now, lastly, we will have a round of shout outs, but before we go to that, we have actually a segment, one of my favorites. It's a singing and dancing segment, and it's called.
Bitte sag nicht nein.
So let's go to our next segment called Let's Sing and Dance. So let's listen. Let's hear this original English and Crystal music.
Ich möchte dich was fragen, nimm diese Chance an. Ich möchte dich was fragen, bitte mach deine Gedanken frei. Ich möchte dir was sagen, ich weiß, du wirst mich hören, yeah. Ich möchte dir was sagen, ich weiß, du willst mich folgen. Oh.
Dein Weg wird klar, wenn Sonne lernen dich führt. Öffne dein Herz und Verstand. So sag bitte nicht.
Bitte sag nicht nein, komm bitte mit mir. Nimm meine Einladung bitte an. Nur seine wahren Diener werden erlöst. Die Tage sind gezählt. Sag nicht nein. Na 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 na. Na 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 na.
Ich möchte mit dir teilen den Glauben, den ich liebe. Oh.
Ich möchte dies teilen, ich will, dass du erlöst wirst.
Dein Weg wird klar, mit seiner Lehre dich
Bitte sag nicht nein, komm bitte mit mir. Nimm meine Einladung bitte an. Nur seine wahren Diener werden erlöst. Die Tage sind gezählt.
Die Zeit läuft ab, komm nicht zu spät.
Oh, nimm meine Hand, komm und werd ein Lied der Kirche Christi heute Nacht.
Bitte sag nicht nein, komm bitte mit mir. Nimm meine Einladung bitte an. Nur seine wahren Diener werden erlöst. Die Tage sind gezählt. Bitte sag nicht nein, komm bitte mit mir. Nimm meine Einladung bitte an. Nur seine wahren Diener werden erlöst. Die Tage sind gezählt. Sag nicht nein.
Thank you so much to our brethren. Shout out to the brethren from the local congregation of Vienna West and Vienna Center in Austria for that wonderful musical presentation in their native language, German. So we hope you enjoyed that, and perhaps you learned some new words as well. And speaking of learning new words, we'll come back to that later as well. So just not to spoil you there, but we'll have more segments to come. So please stay. Do not leave. And we just want to read some of the comments, actually. We've received some comments as well. Team Live Chat, thank you so much. So let's read some of them regarding the topic discussion.
Let's start with Corinne Madriaga. She said that the Belvedere is a must-see attraction in Vienna, and also Schönbrunn Palace is a must-visit for history and architecture lovers. So if you're history and architecture lovers, go visit Belvedere and Schönbrunn Palace.
Now we have another comment from Rona Balbin saying lots of beautiful coffee shops in Vienna serving delicious cakes and pastries at the same time being able to listen to live music. So, music is also a deep part in Vienna, Austria. So especially those who are very interested in music, make sure to have Vienna on your checklist of places to visit.
Mm-hmm.
So
should we go to the greetings for?
Yes, we have many greetings. So before we continue with our next segment, we just want to greet all those who have their birthdays and perhaps anniversaries here for the month of June.
Yes. So we have upcoming anniversary from Janice Simon and Angelo Simon. Happy anniversary. Soon.
Happy anniversary soon.
Yes.
We were not given a date specifically, but it's this month. And also, happy birthday to Sister Annalisa of Stored GWS Group Worship Service that was from our brother Leo Yangat from Stavanger, Norway. So
and we
there you
have
go.
birthday greetings from Budapest, Menchi Palustre, Julia Chua, Albert Vinoya, James Palma, and Jay Bugal. Happy birthday!
From our locals there in Vienna West, June Tayardon, John Nathaniel Murillo, Sofia Isabel Gieb, Florence Maxwell, Jerson Jablonski.
And we also have Lizelle Ramilio has her birthday today. Happy birthday, Paul.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Let's go over to our friends from Vanta, Finland. Happy birthday to Vanessa Cabasa, Charmy Amigo, Christine Arlegui, Ricardo Tabigne. Warmest congratulations on the graduation to Molly Poichana from Espoo, Jane Tabilissima from Vanta, and Marichelle Pacursa also from Vanta. And perhaps we'll have more birthday greetings later on. But before that, let's go to our next segment called CFO in Action, where we showcase some of the Christian family organizations activities here in the district of Northern Europe. So we have this.
Okay, so we have Zagreb, Croatia, CFO CARES activity. Brethren from the local congregation of Zagreb, Croatia, in the ecclesiastical district of Northern Europe came together for a Christian family organizations activity aimed to strengthening family relationships and promoting Christian values. The activity included interactive games, group discussions, and bonding that encouraged unity and love among the brethren. It serves as a joyful opportunity for the members to grow closer together while living out their faith. Through this activity, the brethren once again showed their unity and support with the church.
So it's very nice to see those pictures, right? It's so nice to see the brethren united, despite being across different countries. We're here all together, united with the church administration, and we see how happy the brethren are in that activity. So thank you so much for that update, Judy. Now, we talked earlier on about perhaps you learned some new words from listening to the German song, English and Crystal song. But this time we'll have a more direct approach on learning German on our next segment, one of my favorite called Let's Learn. So this time we'll learn some German. So let's see and let's learn. Take it away. Welcome back to Let's Learn. Since we are exploring Vienna, why not learn some German? Let's begin.
Let's learn some useful words and phrases in German. Here are 5 sites that you could visit in Vienna. Schönbrunn Palace is Schloss Schönbrunn. Schloss Schönbrunn. Belvedere Palace is Schloss Belvedere. Schloss Belvedere. Vienna State Opera is Wiener Staatsoper. Wiener Staatsoper. Museum of Fine Arts is Kunsthistorisches Museum. Kunsthistorisches Museum. And Danube Tower is Donauturm. Donauturm. Here are some words that are related to traveling. Luggage is Gepäck. Gepäck. Ticket is Fahrkarte. Fahrkarte. Train station is Bahnhof. Bahnhof. Passport is Reisepass. Reisepass. And map is Landkarte. Landkarte.
Those were some of the words today. We hope that you've enjoyed, and we'll see you again next time on Let's Learn.
INCRadio Northern Europe Satellite Studio. Thank you, Angela Domingo, for the German lesson. I could actually see Alexandra and Gemma were practicing.
Perhaps you want to give it a try. No, but unfortunately, dear friends, our viewers and listeners, we are running short on time now. But before we log off, we want to give a shout out to everyone. And our panelists, they have their shout outs as well. So let's go to Gemma first.
Shout out po sa mga kapatid sa Wubits, sa Kadiwa po at sa mga kapatid na nagbabantay po sa aming kapilya. Shout out po kayo dyan.
Thank you so much for joining us. How about Alexandra?
Shoutout po sa aking husband po na si Jonas Alfonso. Happy 6th anniversary. Tapos, shoutout din po sa Bacani family at kay ka J. Mark, kay ka June, Sunny, at kay ka Jan Borja. Happy birthday po. Shoutout din kay ka Ana Dulin po. Thank you po.
Thank you so much and happy anniversary.
Okay, let's go to Kirsten. Please say your shout outs.
First, I'd like to greet the brethren and the officers here in the local of Budapest, Hungary, and as well as in the Debrets and GWS. Shout out to them. I would like to give a shout out to my mother, Kafat, and my little brother, Aaron, watching right now, and as well as my father, Kawase, who is celebrating his birthday today. Thank you so much.
Birthday to your dad. And thank you so much for joining us today, Kirsten. What about you, Jamily?
Yes, but I would like to give a shout out to our viewers, to our host, Judy and Andre, to my family, Ka James, Ka Melissa, and Ka Joshtin from family in Italy and also in the Philippines, to our congregation of Zagreb, to Mark, Delmar, Ezer, Jude, and Charwin, and also shout out to local and family in Vienna, Austria. And special mention po, shout out to my best friend, Pauline Hison po. Thank you po.
Thank you so much. And what about you, Sarah?
Thank you for having me here first. And yeah, a big shout out for local congregation of Woolwich and Warsaw. A big shout out po. Hello po sa inyo. Good evening po. And also for my family in the Philippines, shout out to them. That's all po.
Thank you so much for joining us, Sarah. Thank you to all our brethren there in Poland for your activeness here. And thank you to everyone who tuned in tonight for our broadcast. Do you have any personal shout outs, Judy?
Okay, I'd like to shout out everyone that's watching, everyone in Oslo and Oslo East, and to my family, the Palirasho family, also Santos and the Salazar, and to my family in the UK, Gallas family, Eslo family, to Kajesi and Jonas, my sister, and to everyone watching, thank you so much for tuning in tonight.
And we also have some follow-up birthday greetings, and this is from James Bautista, father of Jamily, and one of our ministers and a ministerial worker here in our district. So he also wants to greet Melissa Bautista, his wife, Melissa, happy birthday, Victoria Lamoste, Jerlene Deluria, Donny Esguera, Kenneth Sangala, Carlos Villafuerte, Jomar Taripe, Ludovico Lausin Jr., and Resti Ramos. Thank you so much for sending your birthday greetings. And again, we want to thank all our guests for joining us, our viewers and listeners for tuning in. And thank you to our beloved Executive Minister, Brother Eduardo V. Manalo, for having INCRadio programs such as this. To Brother Angelo Eranio Manalo, our Deputy Executive Minister. To Brother Montreville Boy, our INC Media Productions Section Chief. To Brother Wally Taray, our INCRadio Subsection Chief.
And of course, to Brother Bizarre Balsita, District Supervising Minister, Brother Oliver Nugget, District CFO Overseer.
And yeah, shout out to all the June birthday celebrants. Shout out to all my friends and my family who tuned in to watch us host, to watch me host with my cousin.
And of course,
I'm good.
Yes. Also, our social medias. Don't forget our Facebook page, CEBSI Incorporated, Instagram, INC News and Updates, INC Radio app on Android and iOS, incmedia.org, and also pasugo.com.ph and iglesianicresto.net/INC Radio, and of course, our YouTube page, INC Production.
So once again, this has been INCRadio Northern Europe Satellite Studio. You can catch us every Sundays at 9 p.m. to 10 p.m. Central European Summer Time, which is also Monday 3 a.m. to 4 a.m. Philippine Time. So here we have our closing panels, our guests. Let's give our wonderful bright smiles. And this is our, and we'll see you next week once again on INCRadio Northern Europe. Thank you so much, everyone.
To be a Christian in these last days, so we gotta be ready to fight the good fight. Yeah. nothing changed our faith inside the Church of